Have you noticed that everyone is currently talking about having gut parasites or wanting to do a parasite cleanse? Because I've seen this more and more over the past few months, and I have to admit that a lot of what I am seeing is really starting to worry me. Particularly women who are pregnant and saying that they want to do a cleanse, or people wanting to do a cleanse on a young baby. There are various reasons why that is really not a good idea, and I will go into them in more detail in one of my other videos. But in the meantime, if you are considering a cleanse, there are a few things to be thinking about. So first of all, what parasites do you think you've got, and where do you think you've got them from? Because we are a walking, talking ecosystem for up to 1,000 parasites that live on and in us, and we are blissfully unaware of them. They don't cause any problem at all. They're supposed to be there. And it's only in certain circumstances that we might particularly have a problem with a gut parasite or parasites. So if you are thinking that you might have a problem, what is it that's making you think that? Are you getting symptoms like diarrhea, nausea, feeling generally unwell, failing to put on weight when you should be, skin problems, particularly ones that get worse in the evening? And what else have you tried so far to deal with this? There is a remote chance that these symptoms might be linked to gut parasites, but let's just remember that they might also be caused by something else. And it's really important to establish the exact cause, because that will determine the right kind of treatment. You don't want the wrong treatment, because that could end up doing more harm than good. If you think you have a gut parasite, where do you think that's come from? Because previously it would have been really common to get gut parasites until fairly recently. These days, our hygiene in general is much better than it has been in the past, particularly our meat hygiene. So you would only really get gut parasites if you are getting your meat from questionable places, you are not cooking it properly. So if you love a rare steak or sushi, then yes, you will be increasing your risk that way. If you have a dog that loves to give you kisses, or you're not brilliant with hand hygiene after being around animals, then again, yes, you might be increasing your risk that way. If you've been traveling in a far-flung corner of the world and living out in the bush and perhaps drinking water from streams or rivers that might be contaminated, again, yes, you might be getting it that way. The other thing is that our gut integrity in general and our gut microbiome generally isn't in great shape for most people. And in theory, that can also increase our risk of getting parasites. However, we would need to be exposed to those parasites in the first place. So if that's not you, then you probably on balance don't have a problem with gut parasites, but we will talk about that in more detail in future videos. In the meantime, I'm Hannah from Herbology. I hope you found this useful. If you have, please like and share it, and I will be back again with a little bit more on gut parasites shortly. Bye.